Of the NFL draft. And Graz, what are you hearing? Because it feels like the draft starts at number 2. What could the Jets do?
The Jets are looking at 2 edge rushers. This is Arvell Reese from Ohio State and also David Bailey from Texas Tech. The people think Arvell Reese projects as a little bit more of a better pass rusher eventually than he is now, whereas Bailey's the more ready-made product. The Jets have been tight-lipped on this. My information leans toward Arvell Reese. A lot of other people's information leads toward David Bailey. But what the Jets do at 2 will determine the course of the rest of the draft.
Jordan, you're my GM. Who you go, Reese or Bailey at 2?
It's Bailey, and it's no question to me. They had one of the most embarrassing stats in NFL history last year. 0 interceptions, especially for a defensive-minded head coach. That's unacceptable. Yes, Arvell Reese is a project. He is an immense talent. But day one, David Bailey's going to make a bigger impact. He led the college football in sacks last year with 14.5. They need a guy that day one makes that impact, disrupt the quarterback, force some more turnovers. Also, they already have the Arvell Reese body type. Will McDonald was a first-round draft pick in 2023, 6'4", 235 or so, that kind of hybrid linebacker. He's their best pass rusher. Balance it out with Bailey. Don't get the same guy you already have in the building.
All right, draft starts at 2. The chaos and intrigue may start at 3. What are you hearing from 3, 4, and 5?
Well, because at 3, the Arizona Cardinals' preference would be to trade down and get more picks. But if they can't do that, do they draft Jeremiyah Love, the Notre Dame running back, because he's the best player on their board? A lot could depend on what the Jets do. If the Jets take Reese, maybe somebody wants to trade up for Bailey. If the Jets take Bailey, maybe somebody wants to trade up for Reese. So that could determine what the Cardinals can get. If the Cardinals stick and pick Jeremiyah Love, now it's 4 to the Titans. I've been told Titans are defense, pass rusher, or wide receiver. Now, if Jeremiyah Love gets to them, could they take him and say, well, we got our offensive playmaker instead of wide receiver? But I think if it goes, Fernando Mendoza, Jets pass rusher, Jordan Love, then I think the Titans probably take the remaining pass rusher from Bailey and Reese. And then the Giants are sitting there at 5 and also 10 following their trade with the Bengals. The Giants would, I believe, consider Jeremiyah Love if he's there. They also really like Caleb Downs, the safety from Ohio State, and Sonny Styles, the linebacker from Ohio State. So the Giants in a good position. They may have to sit there and say, we like this guy. Is he going to even be there at 10 for us? Should we take him at 5 and then regroup over the next 5
What's
picks?
fascinating, some scouts will consider Caleb Downs and Jeremiyah Love the 2 best players in this draft. It's just the positions that they play.
Right.
And
Jordan, aren't generally drafted high.
Exactly.
Right.
Especially what you're paying out in that first contract. And Jordan, let's talk about that with Jeremiyah Love. The idea of 3 for a running back and the amount that you're paying him on that first-year deal.
Under no circumstance can you take Jeremiyah Love number 3.
Correct.
You're going to owe him $50 million in guaranteed money. That's more than Saquon, more than Christian McCaffrey, more than Derrick Henry. You can't do that, especially when you don't have a quarterback. You don't have an offensive identity right now. You can't add a player like that and expect to then take the next step with a running back. It doesn't happen. And I love Jeremiyah Love as a prospect, but also he's not a generational player. If you go back and look at college, he didn't do great against the best defenses he played. He got shut down last year in a bowl game. I mean, that early 2025 against Ohio State had 8 total yards. Miami shut him down week 1, and then they didn't really play anybody after that. So I didn't see the production against elite defenses that tells me that's a generational player. No matter if the value doesn't match, you take him at 3 or top 5. I just don't see it.
Dan, it looks like somebody fed you some food you didn't want to eat. What's your reaction
Come on,
to
Dano.
this? With Jeremiyah Love.
Oh, man. Good morning. Good morning. Pittsburgh's amazing, and so is Jeremiyah Love. I'm going to start with this. The draft, to its inception, to its genesis, is to acquire talent, not to get the best value versus certain positions or whatnot. It's for the bad teams to get the good players and the good teams to get the less good players. Arizona, obviously, bad team. They need good players. Everybody is saying this is a draft that has 4 or 5 star blue chip prospects, Jeremiyah Love being one of them. Why are we overthinking this? We're listening to people say, man, Fernando Mendoza is going to go 1 to the Raiders, and they've got Brock Bowers and Ashton Genty, and then everybody going, yeah, look at Ashton Genty last year. The Raiders shouldn't have taken him. Which one is it? Okay, that's step number 1. 2, we have watched over the past couple years good organizations, great organizations like Philly, San Francisco, Baltimore, Green Bay, Kansas City, Buffalo, all pay running backs $10 million plus. All those good organizations did it. Maybe we all of us are like undervaluing what a running back actually is in the NFL. If those organizations are doing it, why are all of us questioning everybody else doing it?
You can make a case that some of those organizations already had a foundation built, right?
Quarterback.
At quarterback. And Graz, you were shaking your head as well.
Well, they signed running backs in free agency because, like you said, that was a missing piece for them. Due respect, Dan Orlovsky, the draft is about finding value. In a salary cap league, the point of the draft is to get the most you can out of these rookie contracts, these 4-year rookie contracts, so you can go out and if you need to pay Derrick Henry or Josh Jacobs or Saquon Barkley to finish off your project, you can do it. If you draft Jeremiyah Love, third overall, the third pick of the draft, people need to realize, will get the same contract no matter what position he plays. It is slotted. If he's a quarterback, an edge rusher, a running back, a kicker, he's going to get a 4-year, $52.5 million fully guaranteed contract. Saquon Barkley, the most guarantees for a running back, $36 million. That's a pretty big jump.
Giant.
You're paying a guy $13+ million a year for the first 4 years of his career, which are supposed to be the bargain years. You get no bargain. He will be the 7th highest paid running back in the league at the moment he is drafted. That is not going to help you build out your team long term.
You're not going to maximize it until you have a quarterback. And that may be a year, 2 years, 3 years,
and the Cardinals don't.
Exactly.
Can I take Dan's side just for a second?
Absolutely not.
Which Dan?
Which Dan? I'm sorry, Orlovsky. We're going to Pittsburgh. What about having a great player? Does finding a great player not matter anymore?
Of course.
Especially if we've been told, and I've been listening to you guys for 2 weeks talk about Love. I'm particularly fascinated, almost obsessed with him. He's almost like getting 2 players in one. If he's as good a receiver as we're told he is, in addition, that he could be drafted, he'd be a high draft pick as a receiver, and he's this great running back, although Jordan points out against opposition. That gives me a little pause. But if I'm looking for a great player, and by the way, does it not help the Cardinals? I spent a lot of time in Arizona. They are wandering literally through the desert. They have no identity.
Fair.
They need a great player and a star and an anchor they haven't had since Larry Fitzgerald. They need something to say to that community, we're really actually in this and paying attention. Does he not fit? Does he not check all those boxes?
Again, that's fair from that perspective. But again, the point of this exercise tonight is to maximize your chances of building out the best possible roster. And if you're spending $13 million on a rookie running back, you used the word if 3 times in your comment just now. And that gets to the heart of my point about the draft. Literally no one. We have the best scouts and evaluators in the world. No one knows how these guys are going to play in the NFL. It is absolutely a question mark. By the time you sign Saquon Barkley, if you're the Eagles, you know he's a great NFL running back. Jeremiyah Love probably will be, but we don't know for sure. And that's why if you take edge rusher at 3, you're getting the 35th highest paid edge rusher in the league. And if he excels, you've got great value and money you can spend elsewhere.
Oh, that's great context. And keep in mind, too, this could all change if Bailey goes 2
Dan.
and a team wants Reese and jumps into 3. Hey, Dan, we're just getting started this morning. We will talk more about Jeremiyah Love in a moment, but I also want to go behind the scenes here for our audience and take a closer look at Dan Orlovsky moments before we were on the air.
What happened?
And we had a wardrobe change. Wait, that's drastic here. Did
you smell something on your sweater?
Yeah.
No, I wanted to wear my sweater because it's the best logo in golf. And then when I realized because of the bottom bar, the logo would probably not be shown, I was like, I'll go to my sport coat.
Oh, gotcha. It's not because Wilbon brought everybody up with his outfit and you felt like you were underdressed? I think that's why.
I like the sweater.
You like the sweater better? More from Dan coming up from Pittsburgh. And how about D and Big D standing for drama? And it could stand for divorce. What the actual heck is going on with Dallas and their star wide receiver?